Okay, looks like we are live. We have some winners matches coming up between Nostalgia and ducbob. Right now my co-commentator is non-existent. Dito was just fixing up his mic.
He's in another dimension right now.
And I'm Gordo, the other commentator for this race. Only the second time I've commentated.
Fog.
The winner of this race will face Derek. ducbob so far has he defeated Sadly in his first round winners. Nostalgia defeating Tay in his first round winners. And ducbob, let me see their PBs. Looks like ducbob is the heavy favourite, having just about a 5-minute PB head start over Nostalgia. I wonder, have there been any major upsets this tournament yet?
I think I'll speak I'll speak in place of Detox for a bit. There have been quite a few upsets, but not so much lately. There's not been so many upsets this time around. Especially in the knockout stages, yeah.
In winners, I don't think there hasn't been many. What about?
Not really.
Right. Could happen though, and not hoping for ducbob to lose, but
anything could happen.
It's bad.
And the loser shall be sent to. Loser of 29 will face the winner of Boomers and Critch by the looks of it.
Interesting. Oh man. This bonus game music is making me want to play bonus game.
Thankfully I have the stream muted. Yes, I have the mute streamed.
Alright, I'll hand it over to the views now. Oh man. This bonus game music is making me want to play bonus game.
So ducbob is ready. Nostalgia.
It's practicing still.
I have to just move to the menu there, Nostalgia. We have less than 60 seconds until the race officially starts.
Alright, I'll hand it over to the... Well, there will be quite a delay because VLC sources and that.
ducbob is ready. Nostalgia.
It's practicing still.
I have to just move to the
Detox is having a lot of issues. And I have the idea of try plugging your mic out and in again, or restart Discord. Very helpful tips by me. Anyhow, Gordo, yeah, you should do the countdown. But are the runners ready?
Look to both be on the starting menu now. Nostalgia's finished his practicing. We are at 11 o'clock my time, or whenever this race is supposed to be started, 2 p.m. BST. So the countdown will officially start. So
ducbob is ready.
In 3,
okay.
2, 1, and go.
Good luck to everyone. Goodbye.
And good luck to Detox to get his mic ready. But for now, looks like I'll be the lone commentator.
I can help out if this persists from D-Top's end.
On the starting menu now. Nostalgia's finished his practicing. We are at 11 o'clock my time, or whenever this race is supposed to be started, 2 p.m. BST. So the countdown will officially start. So in 3. Yeah, wow, I have major lag on this stream. And go. Now both runners have officially started on my end.
Yeah, that took a while, man. That took a while. It started roughly the same time.
I'll guess in advance. Oh, Nostalgia's just failed Cola Caper.
Oh no, that's awful.
Oh, he's just lost 10 hours.
Well, there's not much happening here. It is Cola Caper after all. Both of them did at roughly the same point, to be honest.
Yeah, this first split should give an early indication. Nostalgia for 113 and ducbob with a mid 113, so Nostalgia with half a second lead. Interesting that ducbob seems to be using that view when he was doing that cutscene and picking up the science project. Pretty sure that has something to do with the mouse.
Yeah, ducbob is one of those people who is on mouse look views, and it's vastly different from using a conventional view. Vastly different.
Any reason why you'd use it?
I can only think it's just what they've been used to in the past, and it's just you've adapted to it, so there's no real point in changing it. Plus, there are areas where you can theoretically get a precise camera view. Sometimes you don't want the game's. Sometimes the game's normal camera goes a bit weird, whereas mouse look doesn't really do that.
Nostalgia maintaining that half-second lead he had from Cola Caper.
But really,
and I understand. I have some quirks with games that I like to keep that seem unusual.
Nice.
Like for example, I always have my camera inverted.
I gave it to Barney.
And yes, we're trying to sort out D-Tops's micro issues so we could get his lovely voice on camera. Well, not camera, you know what I mean. Voice on camera, okay.
Almost done. Now I need Flanders' stupid picture of a stupid family.
This is a really bad day.
Just judging by the timers, Nostalgia started a tad early, but it looks like they're pretty synced up. So if it does come down to the wire, it will look like it. It'll look like it'll come down to the wire in real time.
Now to return this stuff before the cops find me sitting around talking to myself.
Both with extremely similar petty thefts. Nostalgia opting to go in front of the playground while ducbob went around the playground and he missed a box and a wasp. Had to go back for the box, but he's going to miss the wasp.
Yikes. And Nostalgia has a lead as well as a coin lead.
Yeah, so this is the first real lead that we've seen.
Real lead?
Up until then, they were synced up for almost 4 minutes.
This is a really bad day.
But picking up the traffic car here is the first real test of RNG.
Barney, can I?
Oh no. What? How did that work? How it,
Oh! Oh, I've just seen that.
yeah,
That should not have worked.
just a normal casual conversation whilst Lenny is stuck inside the car. Okay.
Nostalgia kind of got crappy RNG there, while ducbob gets good RNG with the traffic car, so
Oh, I want
make up a tad bit of time there.
I have no insurance.
Nostalgia with roughly a 3-second lead.
Yeah, you're about right on that one.
Driving is my pet peeve. I'm a lean,
Oh, Nostalgia has a questionable push on Smithers.
Ooh, the vibration is tickling my feet.
Duckbob gets a really good push, so after this they should be tied up by the looks actually because of that
No,
first
Duckbob's
push.
in the lead. Was that?
Yeah, he'll take that lead by about
Did I just hear detox?
3 seconds.
Or was that your end, Gordo? Ah, I thought I heard.
I don't hear detox.
I thought I heard detox then. Whoops.
Stupid like a fox. Bart will clean this mess up later. If you're so smart, how come I broke you?
Guys hear me?
That's
Oh,
detox.
we have light.
Well, I
Hey.
don't
He lives.
anything.
Welcome.
If I haven't missed too much of the race.
Stupid
You
like a
you've only missed 6 minutes. And since both commentators are here,
Only up,
I will,
only up to blind big brother.
I will abscond.
smart, how come I broke you?
See you later,
Thank you for
Sniper.
your time, Scyther.
Still looks pretty even so far. Not a lot happening early. Homer 1.
Yeah, the only real race-defining stuff that's happened so far is Duckbob missing a wasp, losing 3 seconds to Nostalgia, and then Nostalgia not getting a good Smithers push, so Duckbob takes the 3-second lead. And from the video, it's a really synced up sexy footage.
It's almost perfectly aligned.
But of course, Nostalgia's timer is just 3 seconds ahead of Duckbob's.
Bathrooms and locker rooms is unforgivable. I think I speak for all Springfielders when I say
So, Gordo, do you know where the sexy footage is?
It was in that wasp that Duckbob missed.
So we'll never be able to get it.
that black van is
Yeah,
mine.
he's missed it.
Oh, homie, you're so sexy when you're paranoid.
Sweet.
Man, I kind of wish both audios were playing there,
Eat my dust.
so we just hear Marge like half a second off each other. Makes an awkward echo.
Dad, I almost spilled my sundae.
So both players restarting the mission and then doing.
Nostalgia
full-time
has
course.
20 more coins than Duckbob, so if you say 20 coins equals 3 seconds, then the runners are tied up, you could say.
Let's go full. Nostalgia's like getting stuck. It's blocked.
Well, I've never seen that. To get stuck on the bridge.
Never seen it either.
Nostalgia looks like he didn't opt for the Cletus box.
Well, from
Oh, I swallowed my gum. Learn to drive.
basically
dumbass.
done that jump simultaneously as well.
Yeah, both these streams are really lined up.
See if both runners are able to get both wasps in the Stonecutter's building.
Yeah, right now important that Duckbob just tries to keep up with his coins right now.
So it looks like both got one wasp. Both?
I think Duckbob got both, I think.
Oh,
Judging that he's not going back and he's opting to get the phone booth to do pan skip. The newly found pan skip.
Both runners have about 300, so ducbob must have gotten that second wasp.
Service.
Piece of cake.
For those that
So
do not
Gordon-
know pan skip, pan skip happens when you change your camera while the camera is panning at the phone booth, and you can warp to a mission and can instantly skip that pan. Saves roughly 3 seconds each pan is. Some pans are longer than others.
Depending on the pan, and probably saves 30 seconds all up in an ASM run.
Yeah, I'd guess about that much.
So ducbob was not able to get the shortcut on Storm, but Nostalgia did. But it looks like Nostalgia got Bone Storm van got a bit stuck, so it might still be a bit slower.
It'll make up for it. This is ducbob being in front just because of that pan skip.
In your face. Can you come and
And he'll perform it again here before Fat and the Furious.
crashing time?
Nostalgia just doing the regular pan skip
Use the cheat code.
in one set. So I don't know about you, but I always get caught in the Wheel of Fortune in this mission. I'm not sure why.
In this mission,
Yeah, every single time.
might be reversing back and resetting a little slow, missing the cycle.
Every. So both runners also look like they're on pretty good pace. Both going to get sub 12 home ones.
Ducbob commenting bad, so it doesn't sound like he's a fan of his home one.
T. Montgomery. I'm so
Good pace for the regular runner then.
He's going to end with an 11:42. Yep, an 11:42 Homer 1, and Nostalgia ends with a 11:49 Homer 1.
So this race has been close all the way through.
But Nostalgia has roughly 20 more coins.
Ducbob chooses to get the honor roller, and Nostalgia chooses
Afraid not.
the traffic car.
Which
And-
I've started doing this too. Oh, no, Nostalgia.
Time to let some rubber down.
Poor luck, but he gets
That's
a better
bad to
car.
miss a car there. But yeah, I've
So for
started
those-
using the strat Duckbob's using right now in my own runs, where you pick the honor roller and let Skinner hit you once, and that causes him to spin out a lot, and you can escape with little to no problem.
So glad to be of service.
Ducbob gets the escape. So for those that don't know, we pick up sports car or the taxi as they're quicker than the honor roller. The sports car is preferred. It has slightly better acceleration and is quicker for the next mission. You get in and
It
out
just
of
has
the car
better
a lot.
turning.
I find it much easier to drive.
To catch my breath.
Bob elects to take the taxi. As Nostalgia has the sports car, you should hopefully be able to make
Guessing
it fun.
Duckbob got bad luck and didn't
Mine.
get a sports car there, so had to get the taxi. Because in no circumstance would someone pick up a taxi over a sports car.
Yeah, the taxi, I personally hate driving it. I feel like I'm driving a cement truck. So I always sports car.
Energy depleting. Need sugar.
There's not a lot happening in this level. The
Lead
players
time-wise
distribute-
is extended to 9 seconds in favour of Duckbob. That'll be because of the bad luck Nostalgia had collecting a car at the start of detention deficit disorder.
Full speed ahead. Jump to light speed. So tired.
So the only real strat in this mission is going to be at the very end, where they're going to have to escape Wiggum. It's not really a lot to it. Drive forward and in between the purple pillar, you should be fine.
Hey, watch it. I just made it.
Ralph, we're. Oh, this is too cool.
Fireworks, eh?
You're looking at 5
Did
life
ducbob just run over
sentences
Ralph?
of community service.
I fought
Ralph
the
sort of
wrong.
just
I won.
jumped in front of the car.
Killer.
Ducbob has no problems escaping.
Fine by me.
Nostalgia.
Hey,
Still
you
looks to be a
spent
9-second
my
lead, so consistent missions from both.
I have had enough of you.
So I personally hate this
Oh,
mission. I hate
ducbob gets
driving.
bad luck.
Yeah, get a car in the parking lot. I personally think this is the worst car in the game, much worse than the Cletus truck.
I blame no one.
I don't
What are your
remember
thoughts
these
on
being
that,
here
Clodo?
before.
Oh,
I think you could have avoided that.
that's a good question. I hate it during Nerd Race Queen, to be honest.
All right, that
Hate
was
it more
so
during that
cool.
mission.
Let's roll.
But no,
I
I still
find
think
Ned
Cletus truck is worse.
not having great luck, able to pick up taxi. Nostalgia getting much better RNG and getting the sports car straight away.
You better run. If I didn't play so many video games, I'd be in better shape.
I feel like the Kremlin has similar turning to the taxi, where it can skid really easily. Also, the Kremlin's sound, its engine sound effects is terrible. I don't like listening to it.
Dust eaters.
I must say that. Oh, Nostalgia going for dirt jump. And the black van
Oh,
looks
and
like
it
it
won't be
might
the
have got
best
this.
it won't be the best dirt jump.
I just know I'm gonna be blamed.
It looks to have fallen on the other side. Yep. It was a valid attempt.
You almost hit a person. Bingo.
So because of that, ducbob looks like he's increased his lead maybe about 20 seconds.
Nostalgia's got a terrible wasp at the
It's time
car
for road
wash.
rage, Bart Simpson style. Hey, Spring.
So ducbob had no troubles with the van. He's going to go the taxi to find Snake and start that race. Nostalgia also able to get the box.
Hey, Snake. Oh man, this sucks.
Oh, wicked.
That was totally awesome. Yeah, I totally rule.
So with this reset that ducbob just did, and I assume Nostalgia will in a moment, it makes this race pretty easy. Personally, never seen anyone ever fail it.
Just the reset over to the proper highway.
That reset works because when you go
Lisa,
down that side road and reset, it'll take you up to the nearest road, which is just above, and it actually makes this race shorter.
my skull.
Yeah, since that road is counted as a shortcut and not on the map.
I'll be able to boss by cross.
Hey there, Mr.
Looks like his lead has increased from this mission.
And the player's now doing main menu warps to reset the wasps, so they're able to hit more wasps with their vehicles. Usually you're only allowed to do that twice in a level, but by main menu warp you should be able to do it 2 more times.
Now in a worse car than the Kremlin.
How about that, smart?
Agree to disagree on that one. I think Nostalgia getting terrible traffic luck.
You got real party acceleration.
See, that wouldn't have happened in the Kremlin.
Is Cal here in chat to defend Peter's truck?
Oh god.
Nostalgia able to that wasp training yard. So this mission again probably not that exciting until the very end. You have to try and escape poo. And the strategy is to go around the back of the crusty burger, then whose AI gets lost and really nowhere to go.
Oh man, this sucks.
And we'll see if either of these players try and get gazebo wasp box.
Whoa, guys.
Sometimes I feel like the Apu escape is sometimes even random as well. Whether Apu gets stuck turning or he turns perfectly, and you won't be able to escape him at the gazebo.
I sure hope they like stink dogs, 'cause I do. Please stop what you are doing.
I feel like a lot of Part 1 is more so
In this town but me.
RNG based more than strats based.
Yeah, I think part 1 must be the most RNG.
Rusty broke. I am
Duckbob doesn't go for gazebo, has no escape. Nostalgia gets hit and run, and has horrible traffic.
Oh god.
And then gets turned around. Oh no, this is not
He's gonna
going
get
well. And
he's gonna
busted.
get busted here. That was
Still facing.
okay.
Hey, wannabe?
Just said part 1 is RNG based. Just said that, and as he gets hit and run, there are cars blocking his path and are in tandem with the cops.
Dust eaters.
That has to be one of the worst bits of luck I've ever seen.
Hey!
So Nostalgia looks like he did I believe an old school backup.
There was
where you
there
just
was a
keep
warrant on his arrest.
Bart Simpson at your service. It's time for some road rage. Bart
Still able to
Simpson
finish the mission.
style.
Duckbob just bought Mr. Plow, the second of the cars purchase. And again, both players would have done a new WAP to set their loss.
Duckbob had 410 coins by the time of Mr. Plow purchase, or after Mr. Plow purchase, so get a good guide on how Nostalgia's coins are looking after that bust.
Eat asphalt eaters.
So Nostalgia
Yeah,
has
he'll
still has
have
a
similar coins.
good effort despite getting blasted. Oh, that's
Oh no.
Let's go back into the honor roller. Duck trouble with that zero point gets there.
Yeah.
It's terrible when that happens too, specifically on the honor roller, because it's wings
Oh, I hate those wings.
That was so
and
Always
getting
gets
out of the
stuck.
car and moving around. It's bad.
So Nostalgia doing a slightly different route than what I see most runners getting that.
That Duckbob has hit and run. Hello.
And yeah, not a great mission to get hit and run because you have to be on foot at the end. Be hoping that hit and run's gone by the end of that.
You mean there's more? I didn't know.
Nostalgia getting stuck at the sign. Just do a reset.
Nostalgia is, you won't like this part 1.
Probably not his best. I got some horrible luck as well. Bob looks like he was able to escape the cops. No damage done.
Easy peasy. I'll never lose these love handles.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah, Nostalgia went over the jump and won't be able to get that box.
Here's your last.
Duckbob now starting what is probably the most challenging mission so far, which is sellouts. Destroy.
Duckbob with the non-pan skip.
Destroy these 4 vehicles. Is this a mission that you have any trouble with, Gordo?
In the last few weeks, I've been really good at it. Been getting consistent 610s, 620s, and then during my last race, I got like a 504.
Sometimes sellouts can just be one of those missions. It's just everything goes badly.
Like after 3 weeks, I was like, oh my god, I'm getting it. And then like tournament race was like, oh god, no, time to retire.
So Duckbob having no troubles with the first car. Moving on to the second. Good first hit.
Does an awkward spin.
Time to lay some
Seems to have
rubber
been able to recover it.
Oh, it might escape here. Oh, just get it before it turns to the corner, Duckbob. Oh, how'd that not kill it?
physics.
That's terrible.
This is not good.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Meanwhile, Nostalgia having good problems with first car, which I think generally considered the easiest.
Bring it on.
Oh, big hit on the third car.
That was expensive. Ow, my coccyx.
I even kill the third car before even doing the regular strat, which he does.
Nostalgia getting a good start on that second car.
That didn't break my memory card.
Much better than ducbob's.
ducbob having a much better third and fourth car to make it so that sellouts wasn't completely bad. Got a 609.
Nostalgia
Lol,
having horrible
609.
car. So ducbob has the runner with a PB of just over 130. Probably wouldn't
You
be happy with.
you don't want the third car to go past the Googleplex.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not gone well for Nostalgia. Able to destroy it there. Should get a run up to the.
In the meanwhile, ducbob has performed cutscene skip.
Let's just do this thing.
Nostalgia getting a good fourth car. And looks to have a better sellouts than ducbob did.
With around 10 seconds, he's able to get
I won't
big skip.
question the value of this activity.
We don't have deflector shields, you know.
Pulverized by the car wash arm.
I think you could have avoided that.
Nostalgia 2 performs the cutscene skip, so
Now, can you tell
no
me
huge
what pointy-headed
distance
Silence.
between the timers for now.
Into a Mylar bag.
And both runners did not perform pan skip.
Into near mint condition.
I am sort of tilted. It's like a
As you said
3-4
it.
seconds saved.
It is still a new strat that both runners might be getting accustomed to. Trying to find all the best places. Again, players forced to use the Kremlin, which is a horrible car, the worst in the game. Neither runner seem to have any so far.
Now to get
Easy as pie. The number, that is.
So Duck finished that mission at 26:44. We'll see how big that lead has gone out to.
Lisa Simpson at your service.
Gordo, do you think Duckbob and Nostalgia will both go for beach coins?
I think ducbob, with his time, I'd imagine, goes for beach coins and is semi-confident in getting fast limo. Not sure about Nostalgia, though. Do you know what FPS both runners are using?
I don't, but I believe Duckbob did run on 60. I'm not sure if he still
I
does.
hope those are recyclable. I hope these are
Nostalgia, I'm
recyclable.
pretty sure. Nostalgia kills Millhouse.
I don't know. Might get that info from the chat.
There goes my card.
Duckbob won't go for beach coins. Slightly surprised.
Oh, for the love of pound cake.
And Nostalgia picks up the sports car, which in this mission is slightly quicker because there's a lot of stops in and out. As the sports car doesn't have the animation, it saves time, even though the Malibu stays slightly better acceleration. Duckbob saying in chat that he forgot to go for beach coins.
Ah. And Nostalgia does go for beach coins. Attempts the wasp in small car.
Lively. I am the lizard
I find it
queen.
very hard to get that wasp in any car that isn't the school bus.
Yeah, I personally have not great luck with it. Duckbob's coins are looking okay. I like to have around 1,000 by the end of Bonfire.
Hello, Springfield.
They're okay.
Jiminy crickets.
Yeah, I usually like to have,
Gotta go.
personally, 1,050 after Krusty Lou.
Lean, mean, Vindaloo machine. Oh, never have I seen such a
We know trouble.
300 horses of
Spot.
convenient power.
Nostalgia has about 980.
Time to move.
Flight test is
Both runners maybe a little bit low on.
Thank goodness for seatbelts.
This is not good for my...
That was pretty cool. The Bart's still missing, and I'm no
Nostalgia
passenger
especially as he
finding him.
has
Perhaps
got
you should
each
consult
coin.
Professor Frink at the observatory. He seems to know everything. Except why I
Yeah,
ever-
true. I have to keep that in mind. ducbob not getting beach coins and Nostalgia getting 2 boxes worth.
Professor
Nostalgia does not get good luck with the traffic. Has a car there which could ruin this strat or just make it a tad more difficult. And yeah, he's going to have to restart the mission, unfortunately. That's bad luck.
That car's still
And again,
there.
there's a... oh,
hungry.
I really hate when a car spawns there. I also hate when a car spawns behind it too.
Yeah,
Like,
2 cars
I don't know
there.
if that's even,
Soy pop would perk me up.
like, oh, extremely difficult. He gets it in the end, but I would not be happy.
Guilt.
In the meantime, ducbob gets fish fan.
Otto.
Is able to clear the rocks from Krusty.
One of the better cars to get to perform that strat where we drive over the rocks and get the wasp.
Let's
I
just
believe
do this.
that and the Ute are the most consistent.
Sweet forward momentum.
Nostalgia be no trouble second time around.
Ow! Get out of the way!
Ducbob not electing the 1 pixel tree strap for the backup. Good hit.
Ooh, is the car
Isn't
gonna... No, it won't. He'll have to... Yeah, just sit there and let the sedan hit him.
Not perfect, but definitely could have been worse.
I personally don't go for the pixel strat most of the time because it doesn't seem any slower to just drive down to the dam and hit it there.
I also don't, but apparently going downhill makes us a little bit. So,
I wonder if I'll get extra credit for this. Oops.
Ducbob getting a very nice second car. Third one.
I go, girl.
Nostalgia will be going into the bus and I'm guessing attempting the box and the wasp with it.
Had a
Which he
little bit of
does.
trouble
Did he
getting.
get the wasp?
I need speed. More speed.
Oh yeah, with those coins, yeah, he did get it.
Ducbob
ducbob has the sedan in the worst position possible.
It's
finally
empty. What's going
is
on
able
in
to get
this
those
town?
coins.
Gets bad luck
He
with the
moves-
wasp though.
He moves on to Slithery Slooping,
Lisa Simpson,
which
at your service.
until probably 3 months ago was completely RNG based. Now Dolara's found a way to manipulate Snake.
Counterfeit designer jeans.
Found that
The powder
third drop is on a
power.
5-second timer.
Sorry.
Oh, why'd you have to go
And
and
just
do
hold him
that?
up so that you should.
I hope those were recyclable.
Smash and strike.
Nostalgia actually pushed that sedan into a really good position where
Oh, Mom.
it could just drive and hit itself on the wall.
Extreme to the max.
ducbob looks like he'll be in good position to attempt said strat.
I don't know if it worked
Ooh,
out perfect.
wow, that was lucky that
very
he got that
lucky.
early drop. Snake was about to drive away.
Good RNG.
Just
Nostalgia having no problems with that third car and also the same mission.
all for Lisa.
And
Oh, yeah. I got my mojo working now. Could you come get me? Chief Wiggum. Hello, Springfield.
Looks like Bob will do the pants.
I need
does.
speed. More speed. One fish delivered to a happy home.
To see how Snake treats Nostalgia, he'll need the good luck to stay in touch with ducbob right now.
Plenty
Bit of a
good
Pega
ingredients.
driving into the wall.
At least they'll make it so he'll have time to attempt the manipulation.
Oh, it looks like Nostalgia's done this way too early. Gonna be able to get good
He
luck.
doesn't get stuck. He'll have to get lucky here, which, again, this is starting to become a trend this run.
Oh no, horrible luck. Dropping very late. It's gonna cost him about 20 seconds having to drive around the dam.
Yeah, right now this run is not just working in Nostalgia's favour. The game is not giving him any handouts.
So ducbob is on to Fishy Deals, which is a pretty basic standard mission, just collecting fish. Not a lot that can go wrong unless you miss a fish. Even so, you still have plenty of time to get it.
Yeah, the worst thing that can possibly happen on this mission is missing the very last fish on the jump. But that really only happens like if you get stuck on a traffic cone at the end there.
The time for action is now.
And skip. As he has beach cones, we'll see if he goes.
Yes, we got a pan skip.
Let's just do this.
Ducbob,
A
unfortunately,
poor
unable
first
to
hit there for ducbob. He's opting to reset the mission.
Probably a good choice. I don't think he would have been able to get the usual spot for the slow limo.
Or I'd say 50-50. Unless he didn't think that he would catch up to the limo. It was getting pretty far. Right then, he gets another poor hit, but this time he'll be there to hit it and put it in this position, which it should work out. He almost had it in that bad position the sedan was in before.
I hope I can buff that out.
So not a great,
Forward momentum.
unfortunately.
I
Bob,
won't question the value
he'll
of
go
momentum.
back up to the C cap.
Oh, go!
Meanwhile, Nostalgia seeming no trouble with
Speed,
Deals.
glorious speed. You have a gift for speed.
Also,
Bart! Yay! I won!
Duckbob not
Interesting.
opting for the pole jump up the boat, which suggests to me he is
I'll do my best.
playing on the lower FPS.
I'll do my best.
Nostalgia not able to get fast limo. and
Nostalgia is
also,
also opting to reset.
I've personally never tried to get fast limo, so I'm not sure if the reset's the optimal strategy.
You shouldn't enjoy that.
No, not able to get it a second
Again, he's
time.
opting to reset. I would reset if, like, I got stuck at the wall and the limo was starting to get away, but
Chief Wiggum.
I don't know. I feel there comes a point where, I feel like there comes a point where you just have to continue with the mission.
Duckbob trying to get Donut Fire, and he's blocked by traffic. Oh, traffic being terrible for both players.
No hands.
Again, Nostalgia, he gets a worse hit and the limo drives away, and again opts to reset.
Accelerating. Okay, Marge, stick to the plan. I need some road rage.
This time choosing not to reset. The regular limo strat.
He looks at, he's hitting it
It's trouble.
too far to the right,
Others aren't very good.
just off my views. Like, you need to hit it going towards the left.
Duckbob not having the greatest donut truck. Could have been a lot worse. He says that he's bad in chat, so probably not happy with it.
Excuse.
Um,
Oh.
So ducbob finished 4-1, 38.50.
And Nostalgia is going for pole jump, so I'm guessing ducbob is 60 FPS and Nostalgia is 100 FPS.
So ducbob moved round up.
Ducbob now a full mission ahead. Nostalgia goes for neighbors, but he gets a wasp, which is not ideal since if you get a wasp there, that means you can't get the wasp in the trailer park at the start of 4-2.
But at least he didn't fail the mission there, which is very common.
And
Very
Nostalgia makes
precise.
Sadly Sad. Didn't get the 2 coins. Ducbob having a bit of trouble in stone cutters. But there could be worse positions you can get stuck in. Like if you get stuck in the power plant, it's almost game over then.
Oh, Nostalgia risky getting that donut, and it looks like it might have backfired.
No pun intended. He actually did well to not let it get away there. Keeping it just right in front of the lard lads.
Ended up a lot worse.
Oh no, a lot worse. This mission can be horrible. You can let it go past the school. And it's a long drive back. It's a long, sad drive back.
Ducbob getting great RNG in that final drop. Nostalgia ending about 41.07 means that Duckbob's lead is 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Should make sense considering redneck roundup take that time.
Everyone better stay out of my way. No time.
And yeah, no, that wasp was not going to get hit since he got a wasp during the start of 4-1.
So would you recommend doing a manual walk to get that wasp one?
No, I wouldn't recommend main menu warping after 4-1.
Nostalgia having a bit of trouble getting that second vent. Decides against it.
I think right now my ideology is if I'm less than 850 coins by the start of Collar Wars, I'll go for Flanders.
So considering Duckbob PB, you'd assume you probably wouldn't go for Flanders.
No, the skills of these runners, I wouldn't say they're going for Flanders unless like Nostalgia gets another hit and run or something. Gets another bust.
Catch up logic. Another force car mission where you have the Cletus truck. I don't like it as much in this mission. Don't feel like it handles the bumpy terrain as well.
I'll give that it's easier to navigate through Burns' mansion and the power plant than the Canyonero during cola trucks.
Oh, Nero is its own beast. I hate driving. And
Dude, driving back to the Simpsons house after you finish off the last cola truck is actually scary.
It literally has a mind of its own, just tips over when it wants to. So Nostalgia's coins don't look too bad. I like to have probably around 800 here, and seems to have 850.
I'm still getting coin amounts memorized during certain parts of the run. But I'll take your word for it.
Though he did seem to get a lot of the coins that other players get in Wolves, and so he might be.
Don't think I won't
And ducbob now starting the shortest mission in the game casually.
Yes, the shortest mission in the game.
And the second shortest if both players do FMJ strap properly.
Nah.
Nah.
Nah, this is the shortest mission of the game. Proven fact.
No denying it.
That is assault! That is assault! It was an accident!
And ducbob now starting wolves. Not a very fun mission.
More liberal guilt.
There's two main things that can go wrong. There's fail glitch, or just getting too far behind the alien car, and also the 2-cycle. Gordo, do you want to try and explain the 2-cycle?
So the way that drops work, once the chaser then goes past the trigger, it has 5 seconds, very similar to Snake. It has 0 to 5 seconds where it can drop something. However, the second last drop can drop in the middle of when the very last drop can possibly drop, so the timer starts a tad bit late on the last one. And so if the timer goes past like 4.5 seconds, then the area in which the drop can drop, like it won't exist, like, and the drop won't drop. And the car figures, it just goes around on the entire loop again that it's set to until it gets back to that point where it can possibly drop the pills again. And that wastes, how much time? 90 seconds?
Yeah, I'd say
a lot.
And a half. And Nostalgia going for the trailer park was there.
I think there's some manipulation you can do with it. Like if you just lag a tad bit behind, I think it slows down.
So yeah, the two that I was staying behind, and ducbob avoiding the 2-cycle. Also
Barely avoiding it.
Looking back, as it reaches the 7th and 8th drop, I believe helps with that many.
Please don't sue us again.
Nostalgia now the shortest mission in the game.
See you later, slowpoke. Here's your
Trouble.
Don't think I won't sue. I have to go to the bathroom real bad.
Coming up to crop circles where the runners can take a short break, rest their hands.
Where to next, video game?
So I think the cutscene's about 50 seconds.
Taking it to the streets.
Yeah, 50 to 60 seconds.
Maybe these will jog your memory.
And I usually use it for a toilet break. There's no other chances after this run.
Tell me about the crap.
I don't know about that. I always just go before a run. I ain't chancing it. What if it's a long one?
Gordo, do you want to give us your best Marge impression?
What does this have to do with the
No, I have people sleeping in my household, dude. If I do that, I'm gonna get questionable looks and possibly the cops called. Someone's barged into the house. Yes, 000. Someone's barging into the house, and it sounds like they may have a bit of an addiction.
So Nostalgia getting a bad second drop to take a detour in that church box. Seems like cover it. Ducbob
Ducbob has 743 coins, which to me is very low, and I would definitely go to for Flanders, but he's a 130 runner, so
does seem low. Just skip Flanders.
so yeah, he not a bad runner like me.
I'll do my
I always go for Flanders.
Oh.
And Nostalgia also not getting 2-cycled.
Slow it.
Yeah, Nostalgia definitely had a good drop for the second last one. Never gonna two-cycle. Oh, this is a terrible place to get hit and run. The end of Wolves is an absolutely horrible place to get hit and run.
Having 3 kids really
So similar to in Monkey Seas, the end of this mission, you're on foot a little bit. So the time you're on foot, it's very scary to have it.
It's at this point where you need to get out of your car and talk to Grandpa, and the cops are almost always just behind you, like right here.
Oh, I thought his Nostalgia managed to
I'm
jump
actually
off car.
I'm actually surprised that busted him.
Yeah, I can't believe that worked. So the mission ducbob's on, just on collecting 30 cola cans. Not really a lot to it. It's just a bit of a break I find between Wolves, which is a pretty tough mission, and cola trucks, which might be one of the hardest.
I need a Long Island iced tea.
Nostalgia in chat. Horrible luck, which he's gotten.
And I'm mostly agreeing. I'm mostly agreeing with him.
I also agree. That's some of the worst luck I've seen in a run. Especially
Everyone
when
better.
he was trying to escape a poo. I've never seen anything like it.
Marge Simpson, at your service. Are you blind?
Bob now starting 4-7, which is known as Collar Truck. Some believe it's the most difficult mission in the game to do optimal. I personally don't like
Yeah,
it.
the first collar truck has an extremely difficult strat, where you attempt to push him into the pole and at the same time still stay behind him so you can continually push him into the pole and kill him quickly. You got a really good hit on that hedge though.
So Nostalgia finishing at about
Unfortunately,
51
again,
of-
like his
Get you, you
like his
evil
sellouts card,
brokers and distributors.
just couldn't quite get the finishing blow.
This is a really bad day.
not a great first truck, but I've definitely seen worse. So moves on to the
Nostalgia
second.
opting for Flanders, in courtesy of the 2 busts he's had this run.
Despite having better coin seeming.
I should
Same.
pay more attention.
Yeah, that's just the confidence of a
Shoot to the metal.
130 runner such as ducbob.
ducbob able to get that box on top of the roof, which he desperately needed. Moving on to the second truck.
Not very good at this. Nice girls.
And again, ducbob not getting the optimal strat on the collar truck, but getting a decent backup.
Not a terrible backup.
My insurance.
A lot of people try to push the collar truck down that way anyway, so not the fastest way, but definitely the slowest.
Now, out of all the collar trucks, that one's the most forgiving.
Yeah,
Ducbob goes for the wasp on the chessboard during this mission. That's very rare, I feel.
affectionately known as the Wasp of Shame.
The wasp of shame.
Yeah, probably probably needed that wasp.
Are you blind?
I feel like Flanders would have been better to go for.
Nice girls.
To get the wasp and the 2 boxes instead of stopping for that 1 wasp.
You keep hitting.
That's a very good third collar truck though. That was 3 hits.
Tech third
Jesus.
college. Which means that he's able to take this shortcut past the tire yard as well as
Your wall.
trailer park shortcut.
Like I said before,
Nostalgia.
this drive back to the Simpsons house is scary.
Nostalgia having no trouble with the collar wars. Starts his 4-7.
Well, that score's settled. Now to go home to my family.
You took my precious cola, Marge. Urge to take off my shirt in the station
Are they-
locker room.
And he's strapped to first truck as ducbob completes. Probably the easiest escape in the game, just to the Simpsons house. 50.
Nostalgia
nice.
getting a similar first collar truck to ducbob. If he kills it before it gets past the Krusty Burger, I call it similar.
What's happening?
Yeah, it looks like he just needs one more hit. Yeah.
So, ducbob ending margin 700. It's probably a bit low. Most runners, from what I understand, for about 775 to 800.
Your misfortune is most entertaining.
It's able to get the construction jump.
You definitely want 850 after incriminating caffeine.
I must finish quickly or vomit. Oh, I am the greatest
Yeah,
driver in
please
all
don't.
the land. Hopefully my store will not be robbed more than 4 times while I am driving around today.
Nostalgia almost gets the optimal strat on the third collar truck. It looks like it's one hit away. And if it is one hit away, then he's fine, as it should kill itself when it goes down the shortcut.
I can see my house from here.
Oh, it wasn't one hit away. That's unfortunate. Won't be able to take the shortcut through the Wheel of Fortune.
Able to kill it before it exits the power. Disastrous. Also, did I say ducbob go for the vend at 5-1?
Which vend?
The one by the try and save.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's interesting.
Never seen it. That Nostalgia gets a very nice third truck.
I mean, I guess you could, since this is a follow mission and it technically wouldn't lose you any time.
Just never seen it do it in Nostalgia. Very unfortunate jump into the tire yard. Having to reset and do it again.
What were you thinking?
Okay, actually, ducbob's coins are fine somehow. I don't know how he did it, but he'll have coins for Car Build for Homer and American.
Perhaps I should refrain from doing that in the future.
And it looks like he's been able to avoid the second 2-cycle of the run in this mission. Much less common than the Wolves 2-cycle.
Yeah,
We've had one in this.
never had to happen to me.
I've never had either 2-cycle. Me, fortunately.
Although I was glossing over the stats of the tournament so far, and someone got it once, if I remember correctly. We have had a incriminating caffeine 2-cycle at one point. Nostalgia is going for the wasp that you would usually try and get in quick cash.
Never seen that. Not sure if
Oh,
that's
I've got to guess that he normally does not do that, and he just needs the coins.
So Nostalgia left Marge around 55, which is about 3 minutes and 15 seconds behind So this race is definitely not over. Still plenty of places where we're wrong.
Yes, looks like we did have a 5-1-2 cycle during tournament.
I have brought glory to the name of Naasa Pima Petalon. Mr.
Oh,
Homer,
we're having with 5-2, able to get the box, and Homer is able to purchase the car bill for Homer.
I'm afraid we.
I must admit, the smell of fresh air
So
is
now
much more
ducbob is going to be
pleasing
starting
than the odor of the hot dog.
baby van. Gotta, you wanna try and explain this mission?
Well, before we thought it was completely random on how the baby van functioned. It was 50-50 on whether it had good driving or it had horrible driving, where its turning would be absolutely terrible. By the way, ducbob has an amazing baby van right now.
I am a lean, mean,
But we recently did find out that
here we are at the
sometimes the van can spawn on a tilt where it's doing an infinite wheelie, and that gives it awful turning.
you in hell.
So yeah,
And
I think
there's
it's
a 34-minute video on why that tilt even happens.
Store will not be robbed more than 4
Um,
times while I am gone.
34
Sure.
minutes.
I believe it's something to do with the memory of the game. I can't really explain it. I don't understand it all.
34 minutes on one car in one mission of the Simpsons hit and run made in 2003.
And I believe Aldolaro spent about a month trying to figure it out. So, if the fact he managed to condense into a 34-minute video is a pretty good effort. Nostalgia having no problem so far with criminal. Seems to have very nice coins, over 900. Not able to get that wasp.
300 horses of convenient power.
Really nice drop to N5. Purchase American.
Duckbob opting to go for the wasp there while Wiggum catches up, but the wasp just flies away and then Duckbob went, nah, not going for that.
Nah, not worth. So now Duckbob just following Wiggum. Not too difficult, but if a car spawns in front of you, it can get tricky. And Nostalgia trying 5-2 and drive straight into the pillar. Not a great start. Still able to escape that first.
What the hell were you thinking, sir? Shiva H. Vishnu, my jubilation knows no bounds. And of you. Oh, I had better hurry. Last time I left this store, hoodlums put pornography in the bridal magazines.
Trouble
This is not good for my insurance.
It's very nice.
Barely
coins.
escapes before he gets to the town hall. Both runners were
569.
unlucky not getting that wasp.
Perhaps I should refrain from doing that in the future. Human crickets.
So Duckbob trying to manipulate the garbage truck. Worked out okay. Not
This
bad.
tournament is double elimination format. This is a winner's match, so the loser is not eliminated. They are just put into the losers bracket.
Oh, Nostalgia choosing to get that wasp on foot. He runs the Hibbard.
And opting to go for the vending machine there too.
So Duckbob is now doing like with truck. Doing the
Yeah,
longest
this garbage
mission.
truck is not reliable at all.
Nostalgia having horrible traffic with baby van. Fortunately, it's not going to be as good as Bob's. See if he's
Yeah.
able to stay.
Hurt my stamina.
At the park is your best chance to get the baby van stuck. I find it really hard to get it in a good position to get it stuck after that.
Just give me a minute.
Absolutely.
Catch my breath.
It's somewhere by the break soon. So Duckbob electing to go for what I call slow coins. I believe that's what most people call it in this level. Getting that box on the left-hand side and the box on the right-hand side.
My
Oh
cardio
no,
is
I go
sharp.
for slow coins.
It's probably a good idea considering it's a bit low.
My giant
You
gut
want to end
is
the
slowing
mission
me down.
about 400. Since all the finish.
It gets good luck on that wasp at the stairs. That wasp can sometimes do its own thing and just fly away.
Yeah, just sometimes it just flies into the space.
Sometimes it even follows you up into the building, which is better luck, to be honest.
I'm having no real trouble so far. Still starting 5-4, and wow, he just span out. I've never seen that before.
Pedestrian.
able to.
Hope I have room in my pants for this. I am a lean, mean, vindaloo machine.
Be fine. Ducbob choosing to pick a relatively new strat where you get those last two garbage at the
That's a very solid 5-5.
Clean up in aisle 1.
Ducbob will be starting probably one of the hardest stretches in the game. With Armored Truck followed by Curator followed by Cutscene Skip.
Yeah, the brutal trio.
My friend had
The gauntlet.
Nostalgia running.
empty. I am the victim of chicanery most of my...
With Ducbob doing what's known as the Sadly menu warp.
I must admit,
Warps to the Simpsons house to avoid the pan skip and warp back to quick cache, which is slightly quicker than a main menu warp. Also, quietly, Ducbob is 15 seconds green on his PB, which means he's on sub 130 pace.
Ooh. Someone in chat did say, oh no, not someone. Someone in chat mentioned that Ducbob would say that this was the day that he'd get sub 130.
get out of the way.
It was meant to be.
Yeah,
Ducbob didn't reset traffic there. Okay, still got okay. I was worried there that Wigan would hit the Evoke when we truck and turn around.
And Ducbob looked like he was able to get Armored Truck. I thought he might have pushed a little bit too
Yeah,
late.
I think he's in a good position. I did look a little late and was afraid he was going to start go around the pole and start turning away. But based on the damage there, he looks like he'll have no worries.
Able to get first wasps. Nostalgia's truck is driven into the wall. Bob doesn't even just see where the truck is, confident it's stuck. Drive off.
Service could this be to the community? Shut up and take us back to the hideout. I mean, charity.
Bob has 480 coins now, so he should be fine. I'm gonna leave this area with probably about 530. This level, sorry. 2 more boxes. Curator.
One side, Roadhog dude. Ha! Clean up
Soldier
in
having
aisle 1.
horrible luck with the garbage truck. The last drop dropping at around 305.
I make this look easy.
Generally, you want
Out
that to
of
drop
my way, walking dude.
probably close to 3.
Yeah, mindless destruction. Nice try, foolish driver.
Ops to kill the wasps there before going up the stairs.
Thank you. Come again.
Honestly, the way the wasp was flying there was threatening to
No problemo.
not stay there.
Hopefully my store will not be
Oh
robbed.
no, Nostalgia's
Oh,
fallen
no.
off.
I'm driving around today.
That's going to lose him probably 20 seconds.
Driver chastised me.
Ducbob having no trouble with the Wiggum escape. We'll start Curator.
Makes no sense.
What the? I didn't do it.
Nostalgia.
300 horses of convenient power.
It's a nice first hit. A little bit slow
Well, he's
to
in an
turn.
awkward position. Will he be able to catch up?
Whoa, I bruise easily.
He won't be able to catch up to do the fastest Curator strat. Can he get the second back up? He won't get him into the corner, and the Curator will start driving up the tunnel.
Whoa!
What are you
Not the worst result. He's still able to get.
driving?
Hopefully, be able to Curator by the end of the tunnel.
Come back here!
Yeah, you don't want him past the tunnel and into the main downtown area.
Once he gets past the tunnel, it can be a bit dicey, especially once he's onto the freeway.
I'm seeing Ducbob in chat, which makes me a bit worried.
Boy.
Makes me a bit worried that he's failed the third gauntlet.
Hoping it's a debate. and gets a cutscene skip, so might have been a
All
bit
right,
bait.
all right, ducbob. All right.
Automan.
So ducbob finished at
Nice one, buddy.
108.42. And left Apu 1 second behind PB.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
I feel
That's
like more
very
people have baited the chat that they've missed Apu cutscene skip than them actually commenting that way and they have actually missed it. I feel like there have
Feels
been
like it
more
happened.
debates than there have been actual reactions. You're all tedious.
Why do these stupid things make me feel
Nostalgia
so good?
leaving.
Oops.
I'm not sure if he's gonna have enough time to get back. Ducbob gets bought.
Thoughts in the chat. Gee, Nostalgia only having 12 seconds left to get to the DMV here. He'll just have barely enough time, but
I didn't do it.
wow, that's not a great never trust a snake to have.
3 seconds left. That's cutting it very fine. Stuck gets the box by the PR. Hopefully Alexis isn't watching. She hates it when people get that box in
That
the
was
school
fantastic bus driving from ducbob. That was clean to look at.
And the crowd goes wild.
I imagine ducbob did get the box on the pier and should have the 600 coins.
Yeah,
Barney,
600.
Bart
Hey.
Simpson at your service.
6-2.
It's Bart time.
Nostalgia
Again,
spins out.
Nostalgia spinning out on the highway here.
Nostalgia now well into the beginning.
Oh, that does not look good. Thankfully, Wiggum did crash into the side himself, but gee, if it weren't for that, that might have been bad.
Even traffic tried to stop him, but still managed to escape. And unfortunately, it does not look like he's able to get armored truck.
No, it won't.
What's my name? Booyah.
Sure, what
He
Nostalgia
should
doing?
he should be able to get out of this position, the armored truck.
Oh, Nostalgia looking like he's going to go for the wasp.
Yeah, the armored truck looks to have escaped.
Nostalgia definitely should pick up that wrench.
If that would have worked, I would have eaten my shoe.
I've never had one like that. It does get stuck a little bit further up. I don't think in that pursuit.
Whoa, wicked.
Ducbob looking like he's having no troubles with this race in 6-2.
That, Krusty. Listen. Fine by me.
It's pretty
Nostalgia will have to do his best to destroy the armored truck by the time he gets back to the DMV area.
Yeah, so unfortunately there's no real good backups, just hanging out against the wall. But
Which
does
at this
seem like
point
it's
that it's flashing now is very good.
Alright,
pretty
that
good
was
backup
so
for Nostalgia.
cool. Oh, this is too cool for school.
Ducbob entering what a lot of people consider probably the most boring mission in the game.
Whoa,
One
wicked.
of.
Charlie
Just
horse,
follow
Charlie
Frank
horse.
as he drives around in circles. And Nostalgia destroying the armored truck before it gets to the B area. Very nice backup. Gets stuck.
Labco Caper could also fit into the RNG category almost. Because sometimes Frink can do wacky stuff like get stuck at the start. I've had him at the very start do U-turns when he's supposed to go in the square around the Bolorama in that area.
Yeah, he can sometimes go around the wrong way in the Burns' jump and time. Interesting that Derek in chat
It's time for some
talking
road
Oi,
about
oi,
lap
oi, ducbob.
kicking squeaky voice. Team, what did he ever do? Derek having
That's
probably
very
has the most
rude.
trouble with lab curve cave I've ever
D,
seen. They're
D
always
colon.
interesting.
Weird play.
So Nostalgia starting curator. First skip. Unfortunately,
Ellie does
can't
not get the
first.
strat.
Not sure if the
And
parked
not
car.
either backups either, so he'll have to be a similar
No problemo.
curator to what ducbob had.
You got it. Ha, increíble.
No.
Move it or lose it, tool.
Having a better curator than ducbob did actually.
Out of my way, man.
Gets hit and run. Oh no.
Or hit and run at this point should not be a problem. Unfortunately, the cop spawned in a real bad place there though.
Praying we can get a cutscene skip. And it's got it. And finished out.
Nostalgia has a pulse.
All right.
Fine. And there's
Cutscene
about,
skip has given him the slightest bit of life left.
Eat asphalt, asphalt eaters.
got about 6.5 minute lead up.
My butt.
As he gets Duff Truck. Very nice.
Fortunately, he'll have to match ducbob with the strats here. For example,
Lay some rubber down.
getting this duff truck strat.
So personally, I have a lot of trouble with that Duff Truck strat. Duck Bob's made it look very easy. And able to get the Wasp as well.
Show this laser gun to crush
I've had more trouble with FMJ than duff truck recently. And sometimes I get duff truck, but it gets on its side instead of
Principal skip. Bart Simpson.
instead of in that position that ducbob had it in, and it's very awkward to
Not the detail.
keep it next to the taffy shop when it's on a sideways position,
My dad'll be
up against the railing.
I'll educate you a new one.
Still manageable and better than all the other alternatives.
Fire in the hole. Take that.
Attempts FMJ
Oops.
and gets it. No troubles whatsoever.
Now show the proof to Krusty.
And just
This will be a
suck.
5 hit, by the looks of it.
Fly his butt.
Not too bad.
Krusty, fine by me.
He'll start
Not
set
too
to kill.
bad. Very good
This
FMJ.
is too cool for school.
Duck Bob is 2 seconds ahead of PB, so very close to sub 130 pace. Nostalgia has plenty of coins, so you should flip. Duck Bob now doing what probably one of the hardest missions casually. Both of these run should have.
Yeah, it's almost you can sort of almost cheese this mission by taking advantage of the long timer you have during destroying the laser stands by skipping earlier stands and getting them later, opting you to have a shorter distance between you and the Krusty Lou Studios on the 50-second timer. Because the 50
Nostalgia.
seconds you get if you destroy the last laser stand can be a bit monk-ass.
Be difficult if you get it in the correct order. Nostalgia's Bluebex went on its side and then spun out a bit, but able to cover.
I feel like he span out a lot this run. Nostalgia.
So Duckbob chose the relatively new quick set to kill strat. Doesn't look to have had any trouble with it. About 15 seconds to spare.
The most common set to kill strat.
Bart Simpson style. How about a hard one next time? Aw. I am the king! Children weren't meant to get this much exercise.
Mission.
Duckbob not going for oh no, he's running 60 FPS, of course he wouldn't go for boat jump.
His coins seem pretty good anyway. Probably doesn't.
It's crashing time.
No problemo.
Nostalgia now doing lab coat paper. Again, probably one of the mission, one where you can just relax.
Oh, I shouldn't enjoy this so much.
I'm a lean, mean
The race.
speed thingy.
Most runners have not too much problems with the race. If you get a bad start, it can be a little bit scary, but someone of quality should have no problems.
All right. Lisa did it.
Ow! My neck!
Oh, this is too cool for school.
Son of a... Ow, my head!
If you go for boat jump and the alien car is racing super well, it can be a tad monk-esque.
Ducbob not getting the greatest landing from the jump. He's able to cover it okay.
Tickling my feet.
You're fine.
King of the world!
As long as he doesn't get hit and run.
Barely avoids it. So he will be going for both neighbors and the Krusty Burger coins.
A few pauses, but able to get the cutscene skip. We'll start the final level.
Please don't sue.
Solidifies his lead even more, and probably more important him to this point is his PB is still alive. This PB attempt is still
so
alive.
Currently, he left Nostalgia jumping on Squeaky Voice Teen's head. Ducbob is currently...
What's your guys'
3.
problem?
Yeah, what's Squeaky Voice Teen ever done?
Surely Nostalgia didn't see in the corner of his eye Ducbob was abusing Squeaky Voice Teen and figured he'd do the same.
I've been told there was a strat used by the older players who played the game back in the day. Everyone had to abuse Squeaky Voice Teen.
Mistakes were made.
I mean, I won't say you're a liar because I've only been around for like 4 months, but I mean, it's something to do during Lab Coat Caper.
Trying to make
Let's just abuse Squeaky Voice Teen. Ducbob will be overcoined before buying the zombie car, so he's 14 coins over, so he'll have to lose 14 hours to his time, unfortunately. Make that 15.
No PB for Ducbob, unfortunately.
Nostalgia now coming up on the missions where he'll have to do the strats to remain in this race, to have any possibility of taking this.
The mission Ducbob's starting. There's a recent out of bounds found for it. Doubt Ducbob will go for it. It's very risky. If you fail the mission. Considering that
is not the side of the duff truck Nostalgia would like to be on. Oh, unfortunately, he won't get the backup either. Okay. Restarting the mission? Wow, I don't know if I agree with that decision.
I've never seen anyone do that before. Both players spinning out at the same time.
Okay. Ducbob's green would have to crash at this point.
So, sometimes
a couple of Nostalgia's decisions during this race. I'm not sure if they're optimal, like resetting the limo during level 3 like 4 or 5 times.
Sergeant not able to get the duff truck go for the backup. Phases through it. Is not able to get the back.
Unfortunately, yeah, this duff truck is real weird where you can just go underneath it for some reason. I don't know why it's like that. Also, this duff truck is super fast, even though its stats would suggest otherwise.
Meanwhile, Ducbob going for out of bounds. The first attempt not working out. Again. This one looks to be a bit better.
Yeah, ducbob will looks to get on his second try. How's his splits looking? You have his splits up? How do you think his 7-3 went?
So he was -9 after 7-2. So you actually rainbowed 7-2.
Oh wow.
Nostalgia getting the duff truck stuck the same spot he got the limo, which I'm not sure if that's a actual backup, but it seemed to work out okay. And
At
Duckbob
that point,
gets
you'll
the,
take anything.
yeah, anything to get it stuck. So after 7-3, Duckbob is 3 seconds green on PB. So he's still on
3
sub
seconds
130
green.
pace.
All right.
Crashing time.
So at this point, ducbob has 2 barriers really
I
remaining.
lost nachos.
That being the traffic car holding the waste and bridge clip.
Has to make sure that he does a good park at the power plant. So
Uh-oh,
his
it's
car.
that black car again. Ooh, it has the
Nostalgia
speed
also
of a
attempting
football
FMJ.
combined with the tenacity of a level boss.
See if his practicing paid off before the run.
And
Which he did have trouble with that earlier, and it looks like he's having trouble again.
fortunately not able to get the strat and will have to back up. Duckbob parks the car. He's happy with begin the climb.
Skinner going the shortcut, which is a really rare.
Must never run again.
An armored truck helping Nostalgia out. And the itchy and scratchy.
I am so smart.
Duckbob
I
climb.
am so smart.
Having no trouble so far.
I mean,
And able to do it successfully. Or Alt Tab to skip the animation.
Alt Tab and uses the mouse to press continue.
wow, I need a disco nap.
Scary part where he has to see if he was able to park correctly. Hopefully we'll get to see Spooky Bob.
Looks like we
Unfortunately
won't.
not.
We'll.
Love to sit.
I have to see the.
I'm not actually sure.
I forget the name of what the name that we gave that car.
I have no idea
It
what
has a
that's
name.
called.
Davy Jones. That's a name.
Joe.
Call it Davy Jones.
I personally just call it the ghost car.
Real clever.
Vibrations tickling my feet. Eat my dust.
So
You should be in Cannonball
Getting
Run.
bad luck on
Yeah,
the traffic cars. Davy Jones not appearing. There he is.
hopefully Duckbob is debating in chat, saying that
Yeah, because he's
Killed
looking
it.
to have got it fine, and
My car is gone. And the ashtray
looked to have got it
is
fine and
full.
reset
I
fine.
need another car fast.
he might be a little bit too high to snake.
Oh yeah,
Looks like
wow,
he is.
Let's
wow.
do that thing.
That's an F for Duckbob potential PB.
It was like that
Considering his 7-6 split was a best, looks like it's going to be really tough to catch up, unfortunately for Bob.
Totally awesome, dude.
Watch it.
Bodacious.
Yeah, 130.03. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey, that's totally.
So hopefully he has no trouble with bridge clip and still able to get a very nice time.
Oh, that was too easy.
Alexis, Duckbob spawned too high, you can talk to Snake.
Now, let's do this thing.
Whoa, like there's a connection.
Almost got bridge clip first try.
Faced halfway through.
I'm a
Gets the
big
second
speed
attempt.
thingy.
Meanwhile, Nostalgia finishing set to kill, has lots of coins, going into 6-7. We're actually going the reversed way. I'm sorry. Reverse way
Interesting.
is.
I don't think the alien car can get the box if you go this way.
You might think he doesn't need the box, and I think it's slightly quicker to go this.
We're here already.
Lex just informed me that said Nostalgia got the box during 6-4. Which probably has such.
Oh, true.
We call sandwiches flat Freddy. They cost
Yeah,
Final
ducbob
mission.
has less than a minute to drive from the power plant back to the UFO, which easier said than done.
Look like he's trying to go for 7-7 out of bounds. Is he able to get it?
That wasn't part of the
What?
Looks like he's got the out of bounds. I think he'll have to try and kick Grandpa to get the cops on.
What is this? I've never seen this before.
So you
And nostalgia is not liking his run by the sound of it, and he did not get bar 2 cutscene skip.
So if you kick Grandpa enough times, the cops can push the waste towards you, and you can continue out of bounds.
What?
As
I've never seen
perfectly
that.
shown. Duckbob writing in chat that he's just not really sure what to do from here.
The pedals and you steer.
Oh, that's
unfortunately,
why.
the waste.
But
Yeah, I'm not sure
that
if
was,
you're going to be able to.
that was extremely interesting viewing, though. I have never seen that before.
I believe that's
the cops can push the waste.
Yeah, I believe it's a brand new strat. Going for it again.
It's crashing time.
God, the setup does take time, though. You have to kick Grandpa, and the game only gives you 10 seconds before you fail the mission and have to get back into the car.
I'm not sure why Duckbob restarted the mission. Was he not able to pick up the waste?
Yeah, I'm unsure. You could get back in bounds.
Told that if he didn't reset the mission, the game would crash.
Oh, why would the game crash?
That beats me.
I know the game can crash if you destroy the waste whilst you're avoiding the alien car on the way back. Other than that, I don't know any other crashes during 7-7. Nostalgia cutting it extremely close to get back to the Simpsons house.
And won't have time, unfortunately. Duckbob looked like he was going for some version of bridge cliff. And also very close to him.
Yeah, by the look of Nostalgia resetting his timer and is back on the main menu. Looks to have DNF'd, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, got really bad luck throughout that run.
Duckbob getting hit and run during 7-7. This has been a strange 7-7.
And then blows up.
This has had everything.
Looks like Duckbob will just try the conventional way now.
Man, this 7-7 has lasted like almost 4 minutes, Jesus. Looks like we're doing the old casual strats. No waste pushing through walls shenanigans. I'm still befuzzled by that.
I've never seen anyone ever attempt it in a run. I'm pretty sure I saw someone try it in practice. Run.
I didn't know it existed.
Duckbob having no trouble getting past. He should lose it as he goes up the ladder jump. Ooh, almost jingled.
Very smart reset. I think that would have blown up the waste.
So really, the only thing that can go wrong from here is getting hit and run.
Way to ignore the speed limit. Let me check my underwear. Why me?
Straight jump into the tractor beam. Duckbob is your winner, finishing with the 133.38. And he will go on to face Derek, continuing in the winners bracket. And Nostalgia64 with the DNF was not happy about that run, I'm presuming. He will fall into losers and face the winner of Bulmers and Critch.
Which in itself should be another very interesting race.
I'm looking forward to that. I hope I'm available to watch that.
So both runners welcome to come into the chat if they'd like. Not sure if either will. Passing on the chat. Do you want to do the interview over Messenger, Twitch chat?
Both runners not electing to join voice chat for an interview, unfortunately. And I have a feeling for different reasons.
Yeah, unfortunately, shame for Nostalgia. Luck did not go his way.
Yeah, Messenger. What the hell do you mean Messenger, dude?
I'm still new to the whole Twitch thing, alright?
Send me friend requests, guys. Send me friend requests so you can talk on Messenger, and then I'll read out the messages to Twitch chat.
WhatsApp is not better. Ugh, yuck, WhatsApp.
But would the runners like to give any thoughts on the run in Twitch chat then, before we sign off? Of course, we may have to wait for a bit of a delay.
Shit. Having a bit of fun. So Duckbob seemingly very happy with their opening game, 37 lead style.
Yeah, Duckbob on PB pace until that. Yeah, unfortunate thing that happened at the end of 7.5 and couldn't start 7.6 properly.
Nostalgia has commented on during the run, talking about how bad RNG can possibly be.
Yeah, no, especially during part one. Part one, we were feeling nostalgia. The game was not having its way with him.
It was not on his side. So he had hit and run and 2 cars blocking off the Krusty Burger exit.
Yeah, and I know a couple of missions that he would like to forget. So
yeah, also Duckbob, I don't know if you've ever tried that 7-7 turn out of bounds. Or was that the first time you ever tried it?
it was very entertaining to watch what you were even going for there.
Saying you didn't know it.
I guess that's true, because you would need to spawn the alien car avoid sequence before you can take the waste to the UFO. I did at the end of the race there. Duckbob will be facing Derek, continuing in the winners bracket, and Nostalgia will be placed in the losers bracket and will face the winner of Bulmers and Critch.
both of those races very interesting. Derek and ducbob PBs about 10 seconds apart, so that race could be very, very close.
Derek and ducbob. Yeah, Derek has a 129.52, ducbob a 130.03. But it feels like so much apart because Derek's is sub 130. Feels like a minute.
I'm sure ducbob will get sub 30 any day now. And ducbob saying in chat that he thinks Derek will win. Of course, that
I mean,
race.
you can easily make it happen.
We don't want that though. Both players to try their best.
Yeah, don't do that. No match fixing.
Okay. So hopefully everyone enjoyed the race. Thank you for watching. Alright, see ya.
The next race in the schedule. Right now, the next race in the schedule is not until. Oh god, this is the weird date. The 1st of September. It's listed in bloody K-Kona. It's 9th of the 1st, which is terrible. That's between Mango and Smith. And that is a losers bracket, I think. Yeah, because Smith did lose to Derek. Alright, that's it from me, Gordo. Thanks for the co-host, the co-commentating Detox, and thanks for restreaming Scyther.